welcome to the adventures of Andalucía. Today we're in the small village of Bedar, which is about 15-20 minutes in from the coast, close to Mahaca. We're not actually here for the village today, which is a beautiful village in its own right with spectacular views of the coast, but today we're here for the mines, a mining trail which we're going to do by bicycle. So I did this trail about 4 days ago. Excellent trail, really enjoyed it, but I had a few problems, so in the end my focus was more on getting back to the motorhome in one piece without any more hassle than actually on camera footage. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to redo the trail. Now I know exactly what I'm doing and the perils along the way, and hopefully get a lot better camera footage, which inevitably will make a lot better video, hopefully. So firstly, let's just answer a few questions that I had, which isn't in any of the literature concerning this route. First question, is there parking? Yes, there's adequate parking at the start point. I would say probably enough room for 20 cars. I've got my motorhome parked here today. Obviously if it's a busy day here, you wouldn't want to be blocking up the parking with motorhomes. So I'd recommend if you come with a motorhome, and at any time really, do this trail on a weekday out of season. You'll have the whole trail to yourself. Okay, second question, is this trail suitable for bicycles? For the most part, I'd say yes. I mean, I'm in my mid-50s, not particularly fit, but I managed the few sort of 20-metre levels I had to push my bike up and down. Wasn't particularly hard. So I say yes, you could do this for the most part with a bicycle, with average fitness, and you don't have to be young to do it. Third question, which probably you wouldn't ask but is important, the 4G network here is a bit sketchy. It's not particularly good here, so if you're relying on an app which relies on connection with 4G connection, it's worth bearing in mind for your navigation. I fell foul of it. Okay, so firstly what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the original trail I took, which is the Walker's Trail, so you can make an informed choice how you want to start this off. Okay, so here we are at the start of the trail. This is the first tunnel of 5. This one is, you can't go through, it says dangerous, so I'm going to respect that. But the other ones, which actually are much better than this one, there's another 4 of them. One of them is sort of about the height of the handlebars of my bike. I can only just about go through it, but it's quite an exciting tunnel to go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down the side of this tunnel in this direction and show you the start of the trail, which I recommend for walking. So we're walking past the docking station where they actually used to load the train with iron ore, down here towards these houses at the end here. Okay, so first of all I shot by this, missed my turning, and went straight to the chain at the end. So if you get to the chain, you've gone too far. What you need to be doing is taking a left up this trail here. I know it's hard to get an idea of the incline on camera, but that's quite a steep incline and it's quite shaly and loose underfoot. But that is the worst of it. I got up there with a semi-laden mountain bike, but I have got an e-bike conversion, and I went up there in walk mode, and just as far as you can see up there, it starts to flatten up. So it's not ever so bad, but it is a bit of a shock to the system the first 2 minutes into the bike ride. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back down to the start, and I'll show you the route we're going to take today, which I recommend for bicycles. This is the loading bay tunnel where the trains used to leave here at Bedar to go to the port down in Garucha. So we're all packed up and ready to go. We're going to go the opposite direction from the tunnel here, out of this entrance and turn right. Okay, so here we go. Right, turn out the entrance. This route's a little bit longer than the scrabble up the hillside, but it's you don't burn off your energy all off in the first 5 minutes. So the other day when we went on this route, I had a puncture, I got lost, my centre stand which I've fitted so that it's easier to change the inner tube on my rear tyre if I do have a puncture. Came off about 10 minutes before I had the puncture, so it's one of those days, so hopefully we're not going to have the same dramas today. Okay, then we take a right off onto the rough track. Okay, and here on our right, just here, is where you would exit if you took the route which I showed you at the start of the video, the walking route. Okay, we're going to continue on up along here, which would have originally been the train tracks, and we're going to carry on now to the first tunnel. Okay, so we're coming up to the tunnel now, the first tunnel. This was quite long, I'm not sure it's 200 metres or 400 metres, I'll write it in on the video later. So we've bought extra torches today. Last time I only really had a little torch and it didn't really show anything up. Now I've got a powerful head torch on the bike, light on as well, so hopefully it'll show up a bit better. Lovely and cool in here. Apparently this actually used to be driven through with locomotives, but they must be pretty small locomotives because I'm sort of seeing this at about 3.5 metres high, 2.5 metres wide. But then it probably is true because up ahead we've got actually a locomotive shed, a warehouse coming up, so must be true. Should probably try and have a look on the internet later and see if I can find any old vintage footage or old vintage photos that I can put on. Okay, so that's the end of the second tunnel, 3 more to go. Okay, so we continue on. I think the next stop we're going to be is the old locomotive shed. Apparently there's a mine entrance around there last time which is in the undergrowth, which I must have missed because I didn't spot it, so we'll have a little search for it this time and see if we can find it. When you carry on along this trail, don't take any turn-offs at all. Quite a few people seem to make the mistake of turning off on these little junctions and everything. You just go straight on down until you come to the old locomotive shed, you can't miss it. So here we are, we're coming up to the old locomotive building, and I shall stop and have a little search for the mine this time. You see up above to your left, you can actually see where the iron ore was slid down, actually rusty coloured hills up behind it. Okay, this route doesn't look likely for the mine entrance. I'm just going to walk down here, and it's a lovely old little bridge here. Just turn around. Yeah, looks like most of it's original, probably repaired a bit on the top there recently, but yeah, a original little railway bridge. Just gonna have a quick look around this side here. It might be over there. Quick look down here. It's quite well trodden, so maybe. That's okay, so we're going up a half decent track, a little bit bumpy, but it's what originally would have been the train tracks. Now on this bend here, I'll just try and show you, we've just come up from there. On this bend here, if you're walking, by far the better route is this route here, straight across here and down to the old mining settlement. I'll explain to you the reason why in a minute. But if you're biking, you want to carry on up around this corner here and go around the opposite way. I'll show you the reason why later on in the video. By far this is makes a far better route for cycling this way. Okay, so I've gotten a bit higher till we find a decent vantage point, and then I'll point out the trail, the walking trail below. So here is the trail here, sort of ran down here, goes all the way down below, and that will eventually take you down to the mining settlement you could just see in the distance below. Now the reason I think this route is better for walking is this is all a wide open space. When you get down there, there is a really small tunnel, and you go through it, go straight through the base of the mountain, and when you come out the other end, it's like you've entered into another world, like you've landed on another planet through some portal or something, because you're in a deep cut, very beautiful ravine, and it's really nice thing to open up to if you're walking. Okay, so we'll continue on along, and all will become clear later why we're going the other way. Okay, we've got a little bit of a climb here, but nothing major. A little bit bumpy, but not bad. Spectacular views from up here. I'll stop in a second and just show you. Look at that, the mining settlement down below. You still can't see the mouth of the tunnel, it's quite well hidden. You can clearly see the trail down there going down to it. Okay, I think we've just about got as high as we're going to get, and we're going to go on the way down. So it's about the highest point just there. Just stopping in and having a quick look. What you can see over there in the sort of mid-range in the distance there is the actual cable tower that would have originally been used for the cables that transported the huge buckets of iron ore over to the starting point, down to the deportation point for the trains to Garucha. Okay, so I'm just going to start filming again here because we're coming to another little site to see, which is called the Jupiter Hole. Here we go, there's a sign here. Hoyo de Jupiter. Jupiter Hole, so this is worth a look. We're going to run along here. It's not too far off our route, so it's worth a stop. Yeah, yeah. Turn down the level of assist so it doesn't shoot me off the edge of the cliff here. Yeah, I'll walk from this point. close to the edge as I dare. Again, it's hard to see get the idea of what a drop it is on film. So just on right on the edge here now. Quite a drop down here. Just on an added note, when you do this walk, bear in mind that the cell coverage could be a bit crap here. Please tell somebody before you leave if you're going on your own. Ideally, you'd really do this at least a pair. But Alfie's still out of action with her broken arm, so she can't come. So yeah, definitely need to sell someone before you come out here, because it could be days before the ground. 2 miles, I'm going to put a bit of the drone up in the air. Okay, here we go. So last time I was here, I actually took the scramble up, what you can see behind us here. I actually took the scramble up there round to the back to have a look. I've got some footage of that, so if it's any good I'll add it to the video. But for now we'll carry on along here, back onto the main track. Our next stop is going to be the viaduct at the bottom of the gully, so well worth a look. Okay, we're coming back onto the main road, the main track now. It's only about a 50-metre detour, so it's well worth a look. Okay, this is a good opportunity to get a rest. This is all downhill more or less from here, right down to the gully. So you just follow the trail all the way down to the bottom. There's no real major turn-offs off it where you can go wrong, hopefully. So I'll carry on along, and I'll bring you back in when I've got a better view of the actual cable car tower. Just had to stop and show you this. You can actually see the soil over on the bank opposite. It's actually rusting. It looks like just rusty metal. You can see how these hills were so full of iron ore, and why, you know, they really wanted to get in here and extract it. So here we've got a view of the cable car tower. It was just about here last time that my centre stand came loose, which I specifically fitted so I can change the tyre easily with weight on the bike. And just over there where that other tower is, that bit of road there, is where I got a puncture just afterwards. You can understand the kind of day I was having. Okay, so we'll carry on a bit further. Okay, I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, but just down below is the old viaduct, crossing the gully down the bottom there. So that's where we're heading. So we're coming up to the point here where we're going to leave the trail and go down to the viaduct. So we're just taking a left off here. Get really careful down here. Okay, I think I'll get off and walk this for a little bit. It's not particularly bad, but it's making my brakes squeak away and that. I've got quite a bit of weight on. You can actually see the old sleepers where the rails used to go across from the little mining carts here. Okay, so we're going to continue on along a bit. Going to be super careful because we've got a sheer drop on our right here. My mate Mike's watching. It's not that bad, Mike. It's nowhere near as bad as the cliff over the top near my hacker there. So my mate Mike's not too keen on the old heights, but no, this is nowhere near as bad. So I know he's considering doing this walk in the future. So yeah, no problem for you, Mike. So next stop is another tunnel. Okay, so I almost forgot. The reason I advise people to come around this way with a bicycle, we've now reached that point. So I'll show you what it is and explain why I believe this way is better for biking and the other way is better for walking. And here it is. As you get to this point here, you can see there's a cross on that rock there. The cross means not this way, basically. So we continue the trail down here. You can see here you've got the green and white line, which means this way. Now, as you can see, you've got the steps down here. It's no biggie walking either way, but with a bike I'd much prefer be going down it than trying to lug the bike up this way, which is the reason why we take this way round. So we'll make our way down this carefully, tiptoe down it, hopefully not end up in the gully, and then we'll continue on with our journey. Okay, a little bit out of breath, but other than that, all down in one piece. That quite literally, those two flights of stairs, if you could call them that, it's quite literally the worst of it. There's nothing worse than that. Now we're going further on down the trail. We're going to follow the edge of the gully all the way round. So this is the path we're following down the edge of the gully. Incidentally, I've been on this trail probably an hour and a half now because I've been stopping and filming. I haven't seen another single living soul since I've been travelling down on this route. Absolutely beautiful down here on this gully, look at it. Along here, if we go a bit further along, you see these old ruins, and you can actually see the chutes. They're pretty blocked now on these, but there's some intact just around the corner. You see the chutes here where they would have tossed the iron ore down, and then they would have put their cart here, and it would have gone into their little mining carts. There's several of these along here. Some of them are blocked up there and all rusted shut. Could have sworn I saw some with some chutes earlier on, with the steel chutes still intact. I think it must be this bit here. Yeah, there you go. So here you can actually see that the chutes are still intact here. Of course, you've got this great big wall up here, so they would have been just like a hopper effect, throwing the iron ore in, down these chutes, into the carts, and then continuing along this path where it looks like the rails have long gone. Okay, enough natter, let's carry on with the trip. Carefully does it. There's a few sketchy bits here and there, but it's on the whole it's not bad. And here we go, we're coming up to the next tunnel already. Alright, I think I'm just going to walk this bit because it's a bit sketchy down there. Okay, I'm not going to get all the torch out this time. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk through with the bike, and I'll put the bike lights on, and hopefully that'll be enough to show it up. Okay, we've got all the lights on. Just come from there and let's walk through here. I think I'll stick the other camera on as well, just in case. Just in case I get in the way of the footage. Okay. Carefully does it. Good sized tunnel, but it doesn't look like the torches. It's so dark down here, the torches just don't really seem to be making any impact on it whatsoever. I hope it's coming up on camera for you, because it really is nice. It's all been, I'll just see if I can point this up a bit. It's all been cut into the rock. Obviously someone's been through here with a pick. It's not flint, but it's not shale either. It would have been hard going. It certainly doesn't look like it's been blasted. I can see little tooling marks on it still, even now. Okay, let's carry on along. Lovely and cool down here. Okay, so definitely a bit sketchy there. Just walk the block back along a bit. It's a narrow and there's a bit of a drop, but not off as bad if you're not lugging a bicycle along, Mike. There's cables there for you, so no problems there. Okay, let's continue along. I'm losing count. How many tunnels is that? I'm not sure. I think we've got 2 more. Okay, another bit of a sketchy bit again, but nothing too major. There's a bush there. If you fall, catch you. No worries. Okay, do a bit here. There we go. Ooh, carefully does it. Good, I'm not even looking. Yeah, you only get that wrong once. Amazing, there's still these wooden sleepers on the ground here that we're going over, which would have originally took at the rails. They're still here after all these years. All this was in the late 1800s, I think. All the mining and everything started around the 1890s. Yeah, absolutely magnificent down here. And that's all going to open up again in a minute. Oh, look at that. I just know the camera isn't doing it justice, but it's absolutely beautiful. And like I said, I haven't even seen anybody. Right, I think, yeah, 2 more tunnels. I think I can just about see the other tunnel over there. So let's carry on to that. Okay, let's go stop and have a quick look at this. I didn't spot this last time. I mean, I've noticed on the other side of the gully there's little caves dotted around all over. Yeah, nothing much. Right. It looks like it goes deep in, but it looks like someone's filled it in to stop people from wandering about down the mines. Makes sense. But look at this, it's all purple. Absolutely full of it. And then there's a speck of iron ore in here. Yeah, amazing. Okay, let's continue on. And we're around the bend, we've come to another one. Oh, it's a bit tight in this one. God. Yeah, I'm going to get off. Okay. Yeah, no headroom, but the next one's even worse. And longer. Okay, I think that's the last one before the main one. The main one is the best one, so please don't disappear now because you're going to miss it. Okay, and we're here. This actual tunnel here was dug completely through the bottom of a mountain. It was to access the iron ore in the next valley, and it was just straight for the mountain rather than going round. Now this one is brilliant. Love this. There we go, there's the entrance to the cave, to the tunnel. A quick look at this mine shaft to the side here. I didn't look last time I was here. No entry. Yeah, makes sense. You've got like a great big mine shaft down there. Straight ahead, and also another one, I hope you can see it on the camera, just down into there. Yeah. So if you recall earlier on in the video, I pointed down to the mining settlement down below and how that was a better way if you were a walker. So if you imagine coming down all that trail there, going through this little narrow tunnel, you see here this tunnel's, hope you can see, 130 centimetres, so it's really quite low and dingy, just about to see it at the end there. So you've come through there and then you come out and you're opened out into this. And it's like you've gone through a tunnel and come out in some sort of fairy tale world somewhere. You just come down for this narrow trail, the tunnel's hidden by all this foliage either side. Bear with me, I'll walk back through to the end here and that. a new exit out to all of this. So you probably don't catch, you know, on camera how spectacular it is, but through there, and then you go along that trail down the edge of the gully, which I just come the opposite way in. Yeah, it's truly beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go back in there. That's the only shade on the route, so good place to stop for a sandwich. Okay, sandwich break. Now watch my head there, look. See up here? God, it's really low. I'm almost down on my knees here now. Trying to get through here. Not very long left. Down again, and we're through. So we're out of the last and final tunnel. I've just noticed there, it looks like another very interesting route down there. Looks like it probably goes down there all the way through that big huge gully there towards the coast. A route for another day, I think. Okay, so we're going to be going up this trail here, all the way up there, and we'll come out right at the top, probably more or less where that pylon is up there in the distance. It's also the point on the bend where I says walkers should take and cyclists should take the other way. But anyway, if there's anything interesting on the way, probably some views back of this old mining settlement, I'll stop and I'll bring you back in. But I think it's time to get up the top because it's getting hot. We're getting into being low 30s today, even though it's only the start of May. So let's get going. So we're just walking this bit because it's quite a few rock slides and it's quite rough. I could probably go over it, but why put it through the strain? I'll walk this first bit because I know it's going to get better in a minute, and I've got walk mode on the bike, so that's helping me along. Okay, that's the worst of it right there. With the landslip and that, I walked it up through that bit in walk mode. Yeah, it's quite steep, but it's just not worth putting the bike through that. So now we're going up this next section, and it's a little bit of concrete, and it starts to level out from what I remember rightly as well up there in the distance, so should be a bit easier from this point onwards. Okay, that's better, track's a bit better. So we'll carry on up to the top. So here you can see from this viewpoint, you can see the mining settlement down below where we've just come from. Unfortunately the mouth of the tunnel is actually down in the dip and you can't see it from here. Okay, we'll carry on. Okay, so we're coming back up. There's the locomotive shed down below there, and this is the bend I stopped at on the outward trip, outward part of the loop, where I said it's best for the walkers to veer off, and we carried on sort of up here with the bicycle. So basically that's the end of the loop. We're going to go back on ourselves now, back past the locomotive building, back through the tunnel, and that's going to see if the motorhome's still there. And I think we're coming back up to the tunnel again in a minute. Yep. There we go, gives us a chance to cool down a little bit. There we go. Oh gosh, lovely and cool in here. Whoa, lovely. Yeah. Oh, it's a lovely breeze blowing straight down this tunnel. Yeah, that bicycle light's next to useless. Just about to see where the ground where I'm going. Long old tunnel this. Whee! Rock I didn't see. Okay, and we're out. And there we go, a car. It's the first sign of life I've seen today since I started the trail. Right here at the end. Okay, so we're just coming up to, on our left here, the walkers trail up, or which is my recommended walkers trail up. Just there. We're going to go down this way. Okay, I'll bring you back in when we're at the bottom. Says quietly there's a deer up ahead on the trail. Something you don't see every day. It's just running off. I don't know if you can see it there. He's just heard me and running off up into the undergrowth there. Yeah, he's seen me. He's looking back this way. There he goes, up over the top there. Something you don't see every day. Yeah, he's gone. Can't see any more. It's unusual to just see one on its own. Okay, so nice tarmac bit to finish off. Let's see if the motorhome's still there. There we go, motorwave's still there, brilliant. And now we've come to the end of our ride. Thoroughly enjoyed it. None of the dramas of last time, which was great. There's many other trails here to visit, which I'll probably have to do on a different day. Bedar, the village, is definitely worth a visit if you have the time. So I'd fully recommend it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please press like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.